Good afternoon, folks. This is your ticker guy coming at you from wonderful Niceville, Florida, with the latest in the series between Dennis Kneale and myself. I'd like to first thank him for naming me a hero of capitalism and then play part of his clip here.
My hero of capitalism for the night. And this choice is so crazy, so entirely antithetical to everything I stand for, because tonight, my hero of capitalism is a blogger, an angry, carping, criticizing, negative vibe spewing blogger. Tonight's hero is, drumroll maestro, Carl Denninger. He writes the financial blog at marketticker.org. That's market-ticker.org. And whatever I sell, a little hope for a few seconds.
Well, now we get to it, don't we, Dennis? You're trying to sell something. You know, first question one must ask is, have you ever been to a car dealer and have them tell you it's a bad time to buy a car? Ever call a realtor and have them tell you it's a bad time to buy a house? Well, why would you expect somebody to come on television that wants to sell you hope and wonderment and tell you it's a bad time to buy stocks? Probably not such a great idea, huh? Let's continue.
Here's an especially snippy snippet from Carl's latest.
How much more of it, Dennis, are you going to tolerate? What is the value of a corporation that has a bunch of debt on its books that is not worth what they say it is when they are levered up 10, 15, 20 to 1? That corporation is worth bupkis. Zero. Wake up and smell the coffee, buddy. There's a reason people call you Beaker. Or is it Barker?
Ouch! Ouch! I'm glad I wasn't there when he taped it. He would have hit me. This guy is relentless and fiendishly thorough in his never-ending quest to show us the U.S. economy will collapse. He tracks the weight of truck shipments. He clocks consumer debt versus income versus population growth over decades. He pores over reams of financial data on the banks, all of which he is sure are going to die. He is so angry, so offended. But here's the key thing. So passionate. I gotta admire passion, even when it is headed utterly in the wrong direction. Carl Denninger is ER. I'm Pollyanna. I'm right. And he's wrong. And that's what makes a market. And that's why Carl Denninger is tonight's hero of capitalism. Carl, I just did this in like 75 seconds. I eagerly await your 9-minute response.
And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, the salient difference between the ticker guy and Dennis Kneale. Dennis and the rest of the CNBC crew would like to sell you hype and hope. Ticker Guy presents facts. And in that light, I'd like to present the following chart and a challenge to any member of the media, whether it be CNBC, Bloomberg, or anywhere else, to have me on the air to debate what this chart shows and try to refute what I believe it proves. That is, that the so-called economic progress that we've made since the early 1980s has in fact been fraudulent and been driven by the expansion of credit, not actual prosperity. In point of fact, I believe it also proves that the proximate cause of the 2000-2001 tech wreck was the overexpansion of credit into the consumer sector. I further believe that it shows that the crash of 2008 and 2009 was again caused by the overexpansion of credit, this time both in the consumer and government sectors. One of the smartest people ever to walk the face of this planet once defined insanity as doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. I believe that we are attempting to do the same thing over and over again and attempting to get a different result, and that is the essence of what the media is trying to sell you. I believe that such a path will lead to disaster because the 2008-2009 crash was several times worse than the 2000-2001 disruption. The next one may well be bad enough to end America as we know it. Whether it will come next week, next month, next year, or 2 or 3 years down the road is not the question. The question is whether or not the outcome is inevitable given the path that we are on. And I believe the evidence shows that it is. By the way, the person who made that statement about insanity, his name was Albert Einstein. I'll stand with Albert. You're free to go stand with Dennis Kneale. Have a good day.